Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and continuing our look at the Transformers Combiner Wars line, we are taking a look at the other two limbs of Defensor. This is Blades and Rook. Now, Blades is obviously a repaint with a new head of Combiner Wars Alpha Bravo, as everyone expected Alpha Bravo to be redone into, while Rook is an entirely new figure. Now, what's interesting is Rook was created because Hasbro decided to make Groove a Legends figure that turns into a chest plate for Defensor, since they felt that a motorcycle would not scale well as being an armor or limb. Well, as of this recording, Takara has revealed that they have created an all-new deluxe class mold of Groove that looks very close to that um, Harley Davidson police motorcycle, but it's only going to be, as of right now, part of a Takara online store gift set of Defensor, which will be coming sometime in December. So there's that. Um, Basically, we're just going to start now and take a look at Blades. Like I said, Blades is just a repaint of Alpha Bravo. Same gun, same limb module. The only thing different is the head, which we'll look at in just a moment. Unfortunately, as you can see, Blades is a little heavy on the red. If you remember, the original Blades was red and white, and I would have liked to have seen a little bit more white on the figure, maybe here in the chest. This is the new head right here, which let me clean that up, which is meant to looks very close and is meant to resemble the classic animated visage. Um, Not bad. I mean, it is what it is. I think a little more retooling could have been done on the figure, but that's really more for vehicle mode, which we'll look at right now. And here's Blades in its vehicle mode. And as you can see, um, the white is really missing. Now keep in mind, this is based on a Coast Guard rescue vehicle. And apparently this is how from what I understand, this is the shade of red. They're predominantly red like this. Um, Also, as I said, I wish there was a little more retooling, namely removing the missiles here from the forearm and giving us maybe some better landing struts or something like that. And I mean, for a rescue vehicle, I really don't get the missiles, but it's the Alpha Bravo mold. It's in red. You can still store the limb module on the bottom there to give it a little landing strut, and as well as a underslung Gatling gun or something like that. I'm actually going to skip over showing off leg and arm mode since we saw that already with Alpha Bravo. Now, let's take a look at Rook. Much like Alpha Bravo for the aerial bots, Rook is a new character created for the Protectobots. As I mentioned in the beginning, it is supposed to replace Groove as a limb on the team. Takara is correcting that, obviously, but it's actually a really cool figure. A lot has been said about the face here, which let me clean that up and give you a good hard look at him. Uh, Basically, it's supposed to look like a Rook's head, and he does have that little grill like a football player's helmet. That's really kind of cool. And of course, the Autobot logo on the head. One of the cool things about Rook is he doesn't have fist holes, but what he does have are holes in the front here that allow you to peg his weapon in, which is like this little guard claw, rescue claw, or whatever. But what you can also do is take the limb modules and turn them into the fist, peg them in, and he's got Hulk hands. Get a couple pairs of these, that's kind of cool. Like he can do like a giant punch or whatever. One thing that's also really cool is, and we'll see this in vehicle mode, really what it's for, but in this particular limb module, there's a hole right there. So if you fold up the hand, you can actually peg the weapon in, or any weapon that has a 5mm rear peg, and you can basically have it like Defensor has these little gadgets coming out of his hand. I'll show that off more in Defensor's review, but other than that, let's get to the transformation. Rook's transformation is relatively easy. First, we're going to start down here at the legs. His legs actually transform a lot like Stunticon breakdowns, only a lot easier. You have that same double hinge here where you're going to swing the leg down and bring it up, and you're going to do that on both sides. What's nice is you don't have that wiggling hip section that makes things a lot harder than it should be, and you can just go ahead and peg everything together. Come in the front and then flip the feet up and around. They're on a double hinge, so you want them flush just like that. Go ahead, bring this backpack out of the way. Rotate Rook's head around, fold it up and away. Now for the arms, you want to go ahead and just flip them outward so the elbow is facing out and those little side panels are facing in, and then rotate it up on that double hinge. And the panels do peg into the side here, so that's nice. You can have a nice seamless look. And then really to lock everything down, bring this panel forward and it will peg into place up front, just like so. You might have to finagle things a little, just like that. Looks good. Looks good. Hopefully that was all on camera. But there you have Rook in its vehicle mode. And now you bring in the extras. Hole right here, right in the front of the vehicle, designed perfectly for his little rescue claw. And remember that hole in the bottom of the limb module? Peg right there, sits perfectly right on top, just like so. And there you have Rook in its full vehicle mode. Wheels roll quite nicely. And I'll be honest with you, you have a couple options here. That whole system right here with the peg and weapon module, well, remove the module, put a turret there. I think Rook would make a great retool into Brawl. And if you fold out the hand like so, you can peg it in. Sort of looks like he has drills on the front. Nose cone, anybody? So yeah, lots of, and there's a couple other ports here and on the shoulders, so you can really have some fun with Rook. Now let's take a look at its various limb modes. Going into leg mode is actually kind of easy for Rook. We're going to start off in vehicle mode, and first thing you want to do is just take this whole front section, bring it up. You're also going to reach in and just bring up the head ever so slightly, so you can just so that little tab can fold in, and all of this will just tab together nicely. And then what you want to go ahead and do is flip the feet back out and around, so you have something that looks like this. Bring the limb module in, and there you have the leg. You just flip out the connector port, and yep, there you go. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Rook in leg mode, just because it has like this little gap here. Maybe if this whole section was up a little higher, like a giant kneecap, it'd be okay, but it is what it is. Now, to go to arm mode, It's actually not that difficult to go from a leg. You're practically halfway there. Just from here, what you want to do is split the legs, which is kind of tight. Uh, you're and basically you're going to bring them down. Make sure that inner hip section uh, pegs into place. Bring the legs back together, just like so. Because of the hip joints and the swivels, you may have to just take a moment to line everything up. And then depending on which direction the arm's going to be, just go ahead, rotate the hips like so, so you have that double joint. And then just go back, flip out the fist, bada ding, bada boom. And you've got, basically, in my opinion, the best looking arm of the Combiner Wars line thus far. I'd like to shake your hand. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Personally, I look at the Protectabots as using the best of the pre-existing molds. The Alpha Bravo mold, here as Blades, is probably the best deluxe figure from Wave 1 Combiner Wars. And Rook is really the best of Wave 3. It's just an easy transformation, and the module nature of its weapons and limb module really makes for a fun play factor. With that said, I have to admit, the gimmick of Combiner Wars is starting to get a little stale. Even with the newer limbs, they all basically start to transform the same way. And once they're pegged onto the giant the torso, that's about it. I mean, there's that. The silhouettes are different, but the way they combine, the way they transform, the way the limbs work is starting to get a little stale. That's not to say that the individual figures are bad, but then again, see, I have an issue recommending them as standalone figures because you then may have a problem where um, individuals who are looking to complete a team would have a hard time finding the member they want. I got the Protectabots off of Robot Kingdom, and they're available there now. They are just shipping from Big Bad Toy Store. Hotspot was actually a little late, so he's available now. And I've even heard they're starting to show up in retail. Well, so you have some options. I guess next time we'll be taking a look at Hotspot, Groove, and Defensor proper. So, it's your old pal Chuck. For Blades and Rook, we will see you next time.